Hi, everybody. Oh, I'm echoing. Okay. Hello. It's Friday, and I'm the cool Crone, and I have all my friends with me, and we're getting ready to play PoliTarology, my favorite game. So tonight we're going to be addressing questions surrounding the Democratic Convention, which is coming up right in sync with the full moon, which is coming up next week. I think it's Monday, the 19th. And don't miss my video.
It's a super blue moon at that.
It's a super moon and a blue moon because it's the fourth full moon in the season. So don't miss it. You can't miss it. Monday night, it's going to be spectacular. So take a peek at it Monday night. So before we get into the questions, I'm just going to let my dear friends talk about what's going on for them. And welcome, everybody. How are you? You don't have to say, because if y'all talk at once, it's ridiculous. Okay, so we'll start with you, Cleo. How are you? And thank you for coming. It's a joy to see you. And what's going on for you?
Oh, well, thank you. I'm glad to be here. Well, things have toned down a little bit this last half of the month. I don't have as much stuff going on. So next Thursday, I have kitchen table issues. And next Friday, I've got the Cool Crone Oracle. So that's me for the week. And I'll probably be putting out one of my own videos sometime in the week, but I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do with that.
Okay, well, we're just wait and be surprised. Hi, Val. How are you?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here. There's so much to talk about.
I know. What's going on for you?
Well, not tomorrow, but on Sunday, I have a wonderful opportunity to be on TarotStache for Deck Casual, and that is at 11:30 a.m. Pacific time, 2:30 Eastern time, with Jeff Bailey and Deborah Zuckow to go over the Clarity Tarot deck with our beautiful and wonderful TarotStache Gerald. So I'm looking forward to that. And also, I just wanted to say again, all of you, my class schedule for fall is up on dragonflycrystals.store. And if you want to sign up for the Akashic Record reading class, I encourage you to do so, because it's not just reading information. There's a lot of healing and clearing that goes on for yourself and your clients. If you do read for others, it's a very in-depth clearing. So that is something to consider as a tool in your tool belt. So
yeah, and I gotta say the energy this month, especially starting really yesterday, 2 days ago, is intense. There's just a lot of cockamamie energy going on, and this would be an excellent time to do some clearing and healing. So really take Val up on her offer. Her classes are excellent. Okay, Shari, thank you so much for being here. Your hair's a little different, Shari. You're doing something.
I got it cut, and it's in the frizzy mode.
It looks cute. I think it looks cute. What's going on with you?
Well, I got Deborah Zuckow on tomorrow afternoon.
Amazing. That's amazing.
I know. And then of course Saturday nights at 11 p.m. Central is the slumber party that I do every weekend. And Sunday is with Juno. And is it this Monday? Monday is I'm off.
Okay.
Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I'm off from work. I don't go back to work till Thursday. So
good for you.
A little mini vacation before semester starts. So
that's great. That's great.
Get prepped and ready.
Fantastic. Well, enjoy your time off. You deserve some rest and relaxation. And Monsieur TarotStache, how are you?
I am great. I'm glad to be here helping. I have on Sunday, I have a deck casual with Val, Jeff, and Deborah Zuckow, the creator of the Clarity Tarot, on Monday. I've got other great shows coming up. It is easy if people just like and subscribe to my channel, because I do keep people up to date. And I will say Hypnicity is going to be on my channel on Monday, the 19th at 2 p.m. Eastern.
Ooh,
So-
nice.
Very nice.
Oh,
Very nice. All right. Well, I guess I'm the only one left. The fair starts tomorrow. I was up at the fair today at the fairgrounds. My daughter is going to be reading at the fair. Yay! So we're all very excited about that. And they they didn't get around to doing everything on my booth, but they did tell me that they're going to line the ceiling where all the black mold was coming down. They're going to line that with 2 layers, fabric and plastic. So I'm hoping that that will keep out the black mold because my lungs couldn't take it anymore. Anyway, it goes from August 17th till October 6th. So if you're in the New York area around Tuxedo, New York, that's where the fair is. It's really fun. It's an all day fun thing. So it's well worth the cost of admission. And I'm on Mystic Way with a bunch of the other readers. So you should come and see me. I'm at the booth called Moonchild. All right. So enough of a commercial for that. So now we're going to be talking about some Trump related items and some Kamala related items. Yay. Something
Yay.
different to talk about. But first, we're going to start out with this September 18th date for Judge Marchand, who needs to settle some of the immunity questions before he actually does his sentencing for Monsieur Trump. And hopefully he will advise that Donald Trump is going to do something like jail time or confinement or, something pretty normal because, he did so much stuff. That's just, just crazy. So let's read on that. Let's just see what we think Judge Marchand is going to hand down for Monsieur Mango. And where is my
I'm
judge?
pretty sure Marchand is going to say that case, that 34 felonies, does not fall into presidential immunity. And so then once that's done, I mean, that's basically what he has to get settled. Oh, plus they already tried to kick him off of there. And I guess it's coming up again where they want him to step down. And that didn't work out. He said, no, he's not stepping down. So yeah, he does, but he does have to decide. And that's between, he's kind of going between him and Chutkin to try to figure out if this falls into the category of presidential immunity, which I don't believe it does. And I think he will come out with that and say, no, it does not fall into that. I know they're going to try to make a argument about certain people that testified that were also people that were in the Trump's administration. So they're saying that those people, anything that they said is not allowed. I don't know if that's going to make a difference or not. I mean, the fact is he's still guilty of 34 felonies and he's going to be sentenced. And so right after, I think it's just a few days after that, that's when they will do the sentencing. And I think he may be sentenced to jail, but I don't think he'll end up there. And that's what we've kind of said all along with this thing is that, yeah, he'll be sentenced to be incarcerated or whatever, but it won't happen because of all the logistics with the Secret Service and also what Trump's trying to do right now. And who knows, this is always a possibility. They're trying to get this pushed out again about the sentencing. They want it to come after the election. Yeah, I'll see what you guys have to say. I get that. I don't think Marchand's going to do that. I think he's already pushed it out far enough and it's time to do it. He may make the sentencing after the election, but
Yeah.
I don't, and I would just love it if we have this sentencing hanging over Trump during the election. So that's what I get.
And I actually think that Trump's lawyers asked for him if his sentencing can be postponed. But I mean, he can be sentenced, but his serving the sentence be postponed. So he will be sentenced, but he won't have to serve until after the election sometime. That's what he asked. I don't know if that's actually going to get fulfilled because I have this is Judge Marchand's reaction to anything that he thinks Trump's deserves. So the Inferno, Trump is going to be looking at things from a different perspective. That says to me he's going to be in a different environment in some way, shape, or form. Maybe in a situation where he cannot access social media because he's going to be taking a little rest. And this is about what you do with greedy people. He's just going to be holding on to everything he has, trying to keep it together. But basically, these are things that I feel like there may be a health issue coming in for him with all this stress going on. And I feel like he is not, when it says lack of communication, I think he's going to have some event and not be able to really communicate. I don't know if this will be real or an actual health event. I don't wish him ill at all, but that's a possibility for entertainment purposes only. I don't think Judge Marchand, he will do everything according to the law. He won't go outside the lines of the law. And I don't know how he views this problem with it's a president. It's a former president of the United States. But where do you draw the line? Isn't he just a normal citizen now? Isn't he a citizen?
Yeah.
Well then, but we'll see what happens. I'm saying that Judge Marchand is not, he is going to go according to the law. And he's not going to go easy on him, but he is going to go right down the letter of the law. So,
Okay.
feeling.
Shari, what do you got?
I started out with the Two of Wands, so the decisions to be made here. And then I also pulled Hot Springs because he's just in a hot mess. This kind of goes right along with what Val had. Yeah. And then I pulled 3 knights from 2 different decks. That says to me that there's going to be some serious people coming to deal with him. I mean, I've always kind of looked at knights as kind of the ones that go out and do the battle, because the last card I pulled was war. And so I'm thinking, okay, they're lining up their knights, to come and deal with him now. This is, I don't know, the marshals, the police, the National Guard, I don't know, whoever they're going to call out. But I have a feeling that when decisions start getting made, he's going to be in major panic mode, trying to get his way out of it. And they're going to have to call in reinforcements to do what they need to do to deal with it. And that's what I've got.
Thank you. Gerald, how about you?
So I was looking at, how things are going to progress. They're going to go. And yes, they're going to progress. What's interesting is the pause didn't work in Orange's in his favor. Everybody thought, oh, this is going to work for his in his favor. It's not, because all of that was not working out. And I have the 9 of Wands, which is telling us, got to stick to it. You're almost done. You're almost done. And I end up with, I end up with the Sun. So at the last card. So I'm looking, yep, there we go. There's going to definitely be clarity about it. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if when the sentencing will actually have to be, how he will have to go for the sentencing. If that, if you can show up, like Val said, you can be sentenced and then you could, what do you call it? Then you can show up and do it.
Sentencing. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what I got.
Not postponing the sentencing. What do they call that? Delaying the
Incarceration.
Yeah.
So Trump's legal eagles are idiots because they don't need to waste their paper on asking for a postponement. The sentencing will not take place until all appeals are exhausted. That's how the law goes, and especially in New York.
Yeah.
So Trump has the luxury and the ability and the right to appeal everything up to a certain point, and then at a certain point the court kind of goes, no, you don't, you're done. And that's so his actual incarceration would begin at some point. After the appeals are done, they'd have another hearing and the judge would say, you will be incarcerated on, boom. Now he may give a date now, but that can be appealed. But once he's exhausted his appeals, then he really has to go, but they then have to determine the date. So it's really dumb of his team to even waste time with that. That's just something they like putting out in the news to make it look like they're pushing him around because they can't get him disqualified. I know they've tried to disqualify Marshawn at least 3 times, but it may be more than that, and I couldn't find it out there in the Google world. As far as what I get is, Marshawn is really going to take this straight down the middle. He is not going to give any favor to the fact that he is an ex-president, campaigning for president, a billionaire, a gazillionaire, or a draft dodger. He doesn't make any difference to him. And he's going to take some action on this. He's not going to be just like, well, we can't really do anything because he's running for president. He's not going to be like that. He's going to go ahead and make possibly a severe sentence. How it will actually be executed is another thing, but I think he'll be creative with it, very creative with it. And I think he will be straightforward with what it's going to be. And I don't think he's afraid. I don't think Trump intimidates him in the least. However, the last card that I got for Trump was Wheel of Fortune. So is there some event that's going to come into play that's going to cause the whole thing not to get thrown out of court, but to get thrown out because maybe Trump is just not physically capable of participating with things? And if you think back to what we were all saying about 1.5 years ago, we all saw that Trump was going to have some sort of an event, a health event. I called it an explosion in his brain. Some people said maybe it's his dementia that's going to really get bad. I think it's going to be kind of a combination of both. I think once he has the physical explosion or whatever it is, I think that really does scare him. On the heels of that assassination attempt, I think the universe is telling him he's very mortal and he has to realize that he's mortal. And then the specter of being incarcerated really freaks him out. And I think that the sum total of that just leaves him as a blithering idiot. And that's kind of what I see for him. This is when he's going to start thinking about leaving the country because he's not really jamming with his political people. That's not happening for him, but maybe he'll wait till after the election. But I think he's really got plans in place to go somewhere. And I think that he also wants to shake up his team. But the judge, straightforward, right down the middle. He's not going to hesitate to put a pretty heavy punishment on there, and incarceration, definitely incarceration. Okay, anybody else have?
Well, we've all, I know what you're talking about, that everybody's thinking he's going to get sick or something's going to happen. I've always seen him being vacant for the election. But I don't know. I never have known what that means. It could mean it could mean the dementia. It could mean physically not being there. It could mean being set up down in Mar-a-Lago while all this other stuff's going on and nobody can get to him to talk to him or anything. I mean, that would just really be great. On the other hand, I see Republicans right now siding up with who's that? JD Vance. And they think that that's going to be their ace in the hole, that when Trump, they're thinking something's going to happen to Trump. I mean, look at him. He does not look well. He doesn't look
not at all.
He doesn't. He is screwing up his whole campaign every time he goes out there and talks. And his dementia symptoms really seem to be
So
escalating.
bad. So
Yeah.
bad.
Well,
I
I've
lived
seen
in
Mom and him and her steady decline over a 10-year period. Wow, it's like I'm literally counting down the times with Trump.
Yeah. I listened to a podcast. It was the initial podcast, and gosh, I wish I could remember the name of it. It was basically something like I don't know, I'll think of it. But anyway, it was two psychiatrists talking about Trump's did you hear it, Val?
I always watch Shrinking Trump.
Shrinking Trump. That's it. And
Yeah.
this one was maybe, I don't know. They said it was an initial podcast, so maybe they're starting a new series. But yeah, he is a weirdo. But listening to them talk about his decline, and they were very upfront also about Biden's decline.
Yeah.
And they were comparing their declines in two separate periods of time. It was very enlightening. So they weren't trying to just say, you know, it's all Trump and Biden's fine. They were saying, look, these two guys are really old. And when you have dementia and when you're a narcissist, a really bad narcissist, certain things take place and they come out in physical symptoms. And he is definitely getting much worse. And this is just not good. Do we want to read on his political team and his ability or inability to actually fulfill the campaign and what might be going on with that? Let's read on that. I'm sure everybody has something to say about that.
Well, his team or his main Republican politicians are freaking out. You know, they're seeing that. Well, and even what's her name, Nikki Haley, has said to them, "Quit talking about Kamala's race. Quit talking about whatever it is you think about Kamala, and start talking about the issues, the thing that people are concerned about when they have a president. You know, we're concerned about inflation and the prices of things." So that's when Trump just recently had a little was that a rally or
he called it a press conference, the thing with the food
press conference where he came out and said, I still can't grasp exactly what he was trying to do, but he said with inflation, he goes, okay, so here I've got Tic Tacs here, and I've got Tic Tacs here, a little box of those Tic Tacs, and he said, this is inflation, and I went, oh God, that answers everything. Why didn't we think of that sooner?
It's just hilarious.
And then he had all the groceries around him and talking about how much things have gone up. And I'm thinking, well, you're speaking to the choir now because we're all living with it. We're people that, you know, we have to budget our money. You don't, you know, you can care less about the price of stuff.
And when do you think was the last time he went grocery shopping?
Exactly. So he's got all these groceries around him and he's trying to act like he's relating to the people and then that, or to the voters. And that's when he brings up this thing about Tic Tacs. I was just totally confused. I don't get it. What Tic Tacs and how it had to it's in relation to inflation.
He's using Tic Tacs because RuPaul uses those on RuPaul's Drag Race, and so he's trying to reach people who watch RuPaul's Drag Race. Perhaps, I don't know.
Could be.
But it makes sense. Something that
makes as much sense as anything else.
Yeah.
Sorry, that may have been mean, and I'm not apologizing for it.
Well, no, I think it makes sense because Kamala was just recently on RuPaul's Drag Race and encouraging people to vote and telling people that they are not alone, that we're all in this together. So maybe he was really, zooming into what does RuPaul do that everybody loves.
But he just did it. He segued into it really awkwardly and didn't.
It's so weird.
Because he's not tuned in. He was probably told to say this. And he doesn't even know why.
And he did come out and say, and the other side, Kamala and the VP, her VP pick, they think I'm weird. I'm like, well, I'm so glad you said it because, yes, this is what we're all thinking. And now you've established that is the truth. You are a weirdo. So, yeah, I mean, all his speeches and stuff. So the other Republicans are looking at this and going, uh-oh, we got a problem. So how are we going, let's say that he does get it, which he's not going to, but let's say he does. These other Republicans are going to swiftly put J.D. Vance right into the president's seat. That's their plan. Not a very good one, but and JD Vance, he is not, he is so blatantly out there with Project 2025 and, writing the forward to the book from the guy that's the head of that. And now they're not allowing that to come out, the book to come out until after the election, thinking that people will think, oh, well, there's not really anything to this Project 2025. Everybody knows there's a lot to it. And JD Vance he's promoting it continually.
Yeah, exactly.
But now I think JD Vance would do really well on RuPaul's Drag Race. I mean, I've seen his pictures in drag.
He'd put the blonde wig back on.
Yeah. And he's really good at that eyeliner.
Eyeliner in place. So
I think he would do fantastic. Maybe that's where they found him. And maybe that's why they were watching RuPaul's Drag Race.
Wow.
Now, if I could look half as good as RuPaul does on a good day, I would die and let me go.
We all love RuPaul. RuPaul's awesome.
I love RuPaul.
I love RuPaul. But you know what? I see
awesome.
all of his top campaign people, including Kellyanne Conway, here, they came in the door and they have to put out this fire that he created. Here he is. That's him and his fire. He's always creating trouble. And there's some kind of monetary or, I don't know, something interfering that Russia's doing to help. I don't know if it's money under the table, probably not, because I don't think they have money, but maybe bots. I don't know what's out there, misinformation. But the fact remains that he's not going to be in a position to take care of anything. It's not going to help him. They don't really have the key to getting him back, because what happened when he was just on the campaign, when he just did the economics talk, he couldn't stick to the subject. Kellyanne Conway said, don't talk about anything but facts. Deliver the facts. Show the difference between your policies and their policies. The problem is he doesn't have any policies. So he goes back into this fog and talks like he's on a campaign trail. And he talks about Tic Tacs and weird things. And he's on stereo doing the same old thing. This is his brain. It's just an open road of nothing's going on. And he's in a maze. He's in a maze with it. So the answer to this is his campaign strategists and managers are not going to be able to pull this train wreck back onto the tracks. You can't pull someone who can't be controlled back onto the tracks. It's a lost cause. And that's, I mean, it's a tragedy. I'm sorry.
And she laughs.
It can't be pulled back onto, let me say again, this train wreck can't be pulled back onto the tracks by anyone. As you could see, his first big economic speech to get it back onto facts, complete disaster.
They blew it.
Well,
Blew
you
it
know
so
what
big.
His noodle done slipped the track, baby.
You know what
Okay.
he needs? He needs a postmenopausal woman to come in and take care of him. That's their sole purpose in life. So that's what Trump really needs. And
Yeah.
JD Vance knows it, and he's holding back.
That's what I've got. I've got the Nine of Pentacles and the Love Goddess.
Oh,
So 2 women who are going to look the way he thinks women should look, who are going to have
Oh.
money to take care of him. And he's going to think, oh, my knight in white in shining white armor has arrived, right?
that's
What he
how
doesn't
is.
realize is that he's got such a mess at home between all the vomit everywhere and his house coming down around his ears. He doesn't know which end to go to. Because now he's got nothing but fighting going on. They're going to be doing nothing but fighting. And it ended up with the 8 of Cups as he turns tail and runs. I'm still feeling really strong that push comes to shove when it gets down to the end. He's going to run. He's going to run like a scalded cat out the door and down the road as quick as his fat little legs can carry him. He might get a block. I don't know. I don't think he can run that far.
He doesn't have good enough balance to run like that, Shari. Somebody's going to have to hold his hand and pull him.
And if they run, will they bring him back?
Oh,
Oh no, I would
Whoa.
say wherever you leave him at, leave him.
Maybe. Gerald,
He
what do you
can't
got?
come home again.
I was looking at whether or not Trump's team have the ability to go through the campaign, and right now they're disappointed, and then they're going to have a victory. Then they're going to be exhausted as they try to think of new ways to deal with what the behavior is doing. However, my last card, you can apply it however you want. It's the Fool walking to the left. So does this the Fool walking away? Is it the team? Is it the candidate? I don't know. But at this point, there's this up and down. There's some, they're really trying to, they're forming a team approach to this. But the variable is their candidate.
Mhm.
So, but
the
there's gonna be-
uncontrollable variable.
yeah. And, and I love this. This is the 7 of Cups. They're exhausted. They're going to be exhausted. It's just going to continue. It's just going to continue.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
and they really thought that little get together with Elon Musk was going to change things somehow. But instead, I'm starting to wonder what Elon Musk is even. I mean, he just had him on there, but he didn't question him. He didn't judge anything. He didn't, want to argue about it or even talk about the issues. He just let him ramble. And I'm thinking, is he really on Trump's side?
Because I got the hit, Cleo, that it was possibly a situation where he was paid to appear by Trump, by Elon Musk to appear on his platform as a way in which to funnel the money from Russia to him. And it was just a paid arrangement. We don't hear about that because you don't know what's going on underneath. And it's kind of a little money laundering for entertainment purposes.
Oh,
on YouTube.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a whole nother reason for that whole thing. And that's why
Oh.
Elon Musk was like, hey, he wasn't ready to interview anyone. the whole other thing was going on.
It was like
Well,
with the
and
two
it-
planes meeting on the tarmac and wherever the hell
Thank
it
you.
was.
Thank you. And
Yeah.
Elon Musk,
it came
Elon
out
Musk and his
before.
company are all into the investments from Russia and Saudi and where all the other, wherever all those monies came from, it got funneled to him during that situation. That's
Well, and during that conversation, they were talking about, if they needed to, that he was going to run away to Venezuela. I mean, what in the world are they talking about?
They also broke several federal laws
Yeah.
talking about what they would do if any of their workers tried to unionize.
Correct.
And several of the unions have now filed suit against both of them for threatening possible future union workers.
Yeah,
Or threatening
I've heard that
possible
too.
It's
union
some kind of
members.
FEC law that you can't
Yeah.
intimidate someone on the air like that. It's intimidation.
And they were getting off on each other talking about what
Yeah.
they would do to them. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, you could see one feeding off the other, and then like 2 days later, I saw where several of the unions got together and they've all filed lawsuits against both of them for intimidation.
Aw,
And,
two little narcissists playing in the same sandbox. So sweet. I'm glad they found friends. I'm glad they found each other. These two men are way too antisocial. They need friends.
They really
They
are.
need friends. All
They
right.
really are.
Did you go, Gerald? Okay. So I kind of did the whole, I know I said the question of looking at the team, but I think this is going to be the fallout on the team. I think that there's two factions, right? There's the Republicans who are still calling themselves Republicans. And then there's his team for his candidacy. And they don't want the same things. The Republicans do not want Trump anymore. They are just disgusted by him. They're fed up. They know he can't pull in the votes. They hate J.D. Vance. They cannot abide him. So having Trump have some sort of massive health issue that renders him incapable of fulfilling the campaign means they're stuck with J.D. Vance. And I don't think they want that either. So there's this internal war brewing with all of these people. And I do think that they're not going to replace Trump because they really want to. Those people are not going to win. But something's going to happen. Either Trump is going to just hasta luego, or he's going to get so sick and unable to function that he is like not just dementia, but like something that would really incapacitate him, more like a stroke or something, where he can't like feed himself, or he can't speak, or he can't walk, or whatever. And I have had this vision too for over a year that, they roll him in a wheelchair into the courtrooms to participate, to get his sentencing, to go to the hearings, whatever, that's how bad he's going to be. But I do think he's still going to try to leave in some way, maybe before that. I don't know quite what the chronology of it all is, but he gets along with the Eight of Cups, he gets the Judgment card and the Chariot. So
I
whatever,
have the Judgment card too.
right? So whatever's coming down on him is coming down hard like a hammer.
yeah.
And then the final card is the Ace of Wands. It's a new action. It's a new broom. We're sweeping out the old and starting the new. And I nowhere do I see J.D. Vance smiling and waving and saying, "Sure, I'll run for president." I don't see that. I don't see anybody with half a brain cell saying, "Oh, that's a good idea. We'll just put Vance in." They hate him. The only people who would do that is the Heritage Foundation people. And I'm not sure that amongst the Republicans that they have the power to do that. I don't think they do.
I don't think they do. And I kind of think I agree with everything you just said, Colleen. And I think that maybe they're just going to hide how bad his condition is while they're wheeling him into the court. And they're just going to let the election progress. until
Yeah, because they can
Then they'll take it
certainly
Yeah.
medicate him to the point
Yes.
that
Oh, yes,
he's
that's the
nothing but
other
a
thing.
drooling idiot in the
That's
wheelchair.
the other thing I wanted to bring up. If you listen to him, excuse me, the Elon Musk interview
Yeah.
were his dentures slipping?
You know, I heard something that I'm going, what? But this guy should know. Not Roy. Colin, what's his first name? Michael Cohen said that he doesn't have any dentures, and if he has anything, he has a couple of implants. But what he does have is from years and years of cocaine and drug use. He has a little bit of a hole in the
In his
top
palate.
of
Septum. The
his palate,
septum.
and so he has a little
Yeah.
plate there. And sometimes when that plate starts to slip, that's what happens with the S sounds and all of that other stuff. The plate's
Okay.
slipping down.
Because
And
the next day, when he did the press conference with all the groceries, he was on top of the world.
yeah,
That guy had something, Adderall or something in his system, because he was speaking in a different speed, in
Yeah.
a slightly different tone, a little bit higher pitch. I mean, the whole thing was just revved up a whole lot more. And I'm just thinking, yeah, Shari, they will just medicate the hell out of him and push him out on stage to do, even if it's nonsense.
Mhm.
You know, they'll just push him out there forever. So in a way, I mean, he's just becoming a trained SEAL.
yeah,
And as someone who has a full set of dentures,
Yeah.
because of when my accident happened, most of my teeth got knocked out. There is nothing worse than in the middle of talking or eating around other people and your plate slips and either comes out or partially out, or I mean, I don't
Yeah,
let it bother me
embarrassing,
anymore,
yeah.
but
his
still,
plate is just for his palate, but it's
his
the
is
same
because
thing.
of the soft
what you're
palate is
saying.
damaged.
You're
Yeah.
gonna make different sounds when
And you're gonna have the
that falls.
same kind
Yes.
of
yeah,
sounding problem as you
Yeah.
do with
because
denture
something's
plates.
in your mouth. You know, you can't talk like that with something
God.
in your mouth.
And don't discount the fact that he may fake it. He may
And
fake
don't
it
discount
wrong.
it, Cleo. You're
Oh
right.
no,
You're
yeah.
right. You are right.
You gotta always keep that in the back of your head.
Yeah.
I think the reason that you are picking up on that, though, Cleo, is because I think the orange one is thinking that himself. I will just fake my death. I will just fake illness. I will fake that I had a heart attack. I will fake, whatever. But I think he's actually too far gone. I think he is going to have an event, and it's not going to be in his control.
Yeah,
I
think
do
so.
not see him being able to fake it, because I see him having a life event that is
Mhm.
really serious and scares him. That's what I picked up, is the scared.
He tried to fake getting shot in the head and taking a bullet for his people, but he couldn't even pull that off. I mean,
What
You
do
know.
you how do you see this happening? Do you see it happening prior to the election, during the election, soon after the election? When is this health event going to happen?
Well, he's got pretty bad astrology in September. I haven't looked at all the details of it, but his astrology in September is pretty darn bad. And he's got that thing on the 18th. And then who knows when Chutkin's going to reel him in. And the astrology does not get better in October.
I've heard
So
several
I'm going to
astrologers
say
that too.
September, October is going to be a really bad time for him.
Okay,
is
let's
what I
let's say he had the stroke in September. Is it too late to put somebody else in? Is Nikki Haley still an option?
Yes, she is still an option, I think. And I think that they would take Nikki Haley over JD Vance and maybe try to keep JD Vance as the VP, because if they don't, then they're all screwed up with their money.
I just
Oh, okay.
pulled a second card. So the
Mhm.
universe, the end of everything, and the graveyard, or what I just pulled as you were talking about September for Trump,
Mm-hmm.
for entertainment purposes only.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah.
doesn't look good.
It does not look
It
good.
really doesn't look good.
It really does not.
And I mean, I've heard others say that they don't see him
His karmic
past a
job is
certain point
over.
before the election even gets here.
And does somebody like Nikki Haley is she any kind of a threat to Kamala Harris?
No.
No.
No,
So
No.
it's still
she royally
landslide
screwed
Harris.
that up when she got up on the world stage and bragged about shooting her dog in the head.
No, that was
Nikki
Christy
Haley.
Noem.
That
That
was
was
Christy
Christy
Noem.
Noem.
Okay, never
Yeah.
mind. I was thinking that
Yeah.
was Nikki Haley.
No,
Yeah.
Nikki Haley flip-flopped a million times on Trump, and now she's trying to give him election
She's the
advice.
one that's Pakistani or something
She
like
has
that.
no
India.
cred. She has no cred with the
Right.
Republicans at this time.
No.
No.
No, obviously, or she wouldn't be on shows like MSNBC
Yeah.
and CNN. So that's where she's showing up and saying, stop talking about her race, stop talking about crowd size, stop doing this, stop doing that. But she's keeping herself out in the public eye. So obviously she still wants to be remembered. I'll just say
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But JD Vance, what a, ugh. I mean, nobody likes him.
Mm-mm.
You know,
They
He
can't
has
stand him.
zero charisma.
yeah.
I mean, a wet mop has more charisma than JD Vance does.
Oh, wait, there is somebody who really, really likes him. Peter Thiel.
And I only think the reason why that is in that he's in that situation with Peter Thiel is, he has some kind of relationship going with him, whatever that may be, however embracing or not that it may be. I just want to say the influence is there, where you're taking somebody who has no personality, zero personality, in fact, minus 25 personality, but he has the education, the Yale graduate.
He's got the
of
creds.
law,
He's
the
just a wet mop.
JD, he's got all that. Okay, so he can mold them because he's got no personality. So this was kind of like creating another puppet to present. And he became that Project 25 author, or part of the whole regime, because he went with the cult-like thing that was going to work for him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not stupid. Obviously, he was able to go through law school and graduate from an Ivy League university. So, yeah.
Project 2025 and the Heritage Foundation put all their money behind JD Vance. I think they gave money to Trump to make sure that Trump picked him, because they're putting it all into that guy.
He is puppet number
And as far as
2, but the problem with puppet number 2 is he has no charisma. He's got, Mike Johnson has more charisma than JD Vance.
And none of the childless cat ladies like him.
Child cat lady.
and it comes down, if Vance and Teal want to have a relationship, then just come out of the closet and have your relationship. Be done with it.
Because he needs to. He's aspiring. Peter Thiel has been there from the day one, and probably even before he met his wife and married her. So this is why he has his wife and he married her, and he does have a nice relationship and loves his kids, but he also has that, and that he likes it that way. He has it all. So he's got the whole enchilada for entertainment purposes.
I like what Joe put. All this for entertainment purposes only, and boy, are my purposes being entertained.
We're so happy.
Because these are just my intuitive hits for real. These are the things that I got as hits about their relationship, and it's very dangerous for a VP or a president to have a relationship like that with someone that is hidden, where they can manipulate the situation and the person listens to them. Okay, I'll say it this way. Cheney and George W. Bush, not a good partnership for the United States of America, all of us. It was a very much Darth Vader-ish kind of innocent fool relationship.
Well,
And
yeah,
that's
you had the evilness of
the
Cheney
evil with
and
the fool.
the dumb
With-
puppet idiot of
with the
W.
puppet
And
idiot. So getting off that
So
subject.
let's read on what is the fate of J.D. Vance. I know we had all these other things we were going to talk about, but I think we need to dig a little deeper into Shady and see what does his future hold.
This just fell out vomit. You can't make that up. It flew out of the it flew out of the deck.
Oh my God.
You know, I think that
believe
once
these
once
cards.
the election is over with, the JD Vance just fades into the wall. I mean, he just is. Nobody's paying any. That we're hardly paying attention to him anyway, except for the stuff about the mascara and the dumb things that he says because they're so. Just today, and I can't remember. I mean, really, the things he says are so dumb and separated from reality that nobody's. I just see that he's a nothing. I mean, he came into it. He's the VP, and then when the election's over, it's like he'll go out of it. They're just, nothing's going to happen with that guy.
I
Well,
agree.
hopefully he can start his transition medications and just live his life. That's what he really wants. I mean, that's what his alter ego is, and he's been suppressing it for 20 years. So,
Yeah.
And
No.
if his wife is cool with it, then more power to him.
yeah,
Yeah.
she has a
Yeah.
career on her own.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
he's just going to slink away to a cave. He's going to find his true north. Maybe he will go through the change. He's going to, remove himself. There's the airplane. He laid his egg, and here's the dumpster. That's his career.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I
Go ahead.
I think that he'll get another position that Peter Thiel finds him, another position, and I think he'll screw that up too. And I think, though, in the midst of that trend of that other career thing, I think he will find who he really is, as you said, his true north. And I really do think that part of his alter ego is female. I think that this is a very strong thing that he has suppressed for a long time, and he's not happy with it. But he does get the Emperor and the Tower at the end of his reading. So I don't think that he's the Emperor. I think that, he may have to kowtow to the Emperor once again, but with a Tower as an ending, I think it basically ruins his life. I don't think Peter Thiel can put him in any more positions after that. I think once he F's over the VP slot, Thiel will give him one more chance. Maybe there's a spot at Heritage for him or something. But when they catch him, doing all of this cross-dressing and wearing wigs and everything, they're not going to be happy. And Shady, really, honestly, honey, it's okay with me. But those people at Heritage, you should stay far, far away from them. It is not okay with them. So just watch your back. Okay, Shady?
Yeah.
Just watch your back.
You got Teal with a bag of gold coins who's been footing the bill all the way.
Mm-hmm.
But then you've got, what is this? The Eight of Swords. He's got them all bound up. So he's tied up and he's Teal's puppet. Whatever Teal wants him to do, he's going to do. And then from there, I'm seeing the Demon and Inferno. So that tells you right where he's going to end up with Death and the Knight of Swords. So he's got some major changes coming about.
Yes.
And it's going to hit him fast and hard. And it's not going to be pretty. I kind of feel sorry for the guy. I mean, as much as I don't like him, I still kind of feel sorry.
If he just would have followed his true north from the beginning, he would have been okay. But he got veered off by this influence and for power.
Well, and his project 2025, what is going to happen after the election if the Republicans don't get the House, they don't get the Senate, and they don't get the presidency? I mean, are they going to revamp? I mean, they seem to be controlling the Republican Party right now. But then, like Colleen said, there's like two factions there of Republicans that are regular Republicans, and then Republicans that are the mega type Republicans.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think we're going to see an all-out civil war between the two groups.
yeah,
there's going to be some line drawn, whether they form a third group or whatever. They're going to have some sane, normal GOP or group.
I think there's going to be violence. I think they're going to incite violence and chaos so that we don't see who is really doing what.
Yeah,
I think that's really what's going to happen.
They want to maintain that division between us to show.
Yeah,
So,
because that gives them power as long as we don't quite know what's going on. Because if you listen to even the stuff that Trump and Shady Vance are saying, a lot of the things that they're saying actually could be said by Democrats.
yeah.
They're accusing Democrats of doing the things that they're doing. So they're just gaslighting and trying to sow chaos and trying to confuse people. And I think they'll continue to do that even if when they lose. And then I think, though, that there are factions that they are connected to where they will, there's still organizations like the Oath Keepers and the Peanut Butter Boys, they're going to use them to sow violence, maybe not in an organized one location, maybe in several locations. Something else I wanted to say about Shady Vance is that he went to Yale, right?
Yeah.
Yale, home of the Skull and Crossbones Club, right?
Oh, you just gave me big chills.
So he has been under the thumb and tutelage of those kinds of people who they really believe that they run the world. They believe they are the Illuminati. They're not, but they believe they are. And you don't quit that club. It's like the mafia. You are there for life. So unless he wants to make some real major breaks with them and their money and maybe never see his children and wife again, it's going to be hard for him. That's why he's going to have a tower moment.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to say a couple of things because there's been a lot going on, and I wanted to follow you, Colleen, when you were talking about the future of JD Vance, because he's going to stay in. He's going to do the best he can do in the campaign. When it doesn't work out, he's going to be given another opportunity. Like you said, he's going to be given another opportunity. That opportunity is not going to work out as well as it was intended. But overall, what's going to happen is it could certainly, the last cards that I have indicate he may be finished with the political career. It's not going to work out. He's not going to have the support. So, I mean, because I have the 4 of Wands reversed and I have the 10 of Cups reversed. So there's going to be some opportunities for him to get a thing. So, and I do have to say, I do not care what anybody does in their bedroom. And I just want to say, I don't care. I just want people who can do their job that they're hired or elected to do and not be dicks to people who do what they may do in the privacy of their own home. Don't be a jerk. I think it's one of those things that I think it's really important. The question is how's he going to do? He's going to try really hard to stay online. He's going to be given another opportunity when it goes. I actually get the impression that the political career may be over. Fortunately, he's married to an intelligent woman who, may be able to provide. So
he could just be a full-time house husband.
And there ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, I just want to say my husband was a full-time house husband.
The only reason that I even bring up the handler situation and the relationship is because when you get close to the presidency or the vice president position, one of the key things they investigate and make sure of is that you do not have any outside connections like that, that compromise your judgment. That is why it isn't about the love or relationship. It is about the connection that might be influencing you in a political way. That is all this is about. And it really, who cares what two people do? More power to them. But don't manipulate situations where you go into the presidency, pay for it. You pay for your position here.
Well said. Well said, Val. I agree with you. I agree with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we beat that horse. Okay. All right. So you guys want to talk about the DNC, or shall I bring out the wheel?
Well, I could use some joy. So if if that's going to bring us some joy, I'm good with that. So.
Okay. So let me take a sip of water here.
Oh, and Val, Summer just said, it's also so you can't be blackmailed.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
So you can't be blackmailed.
There's a reason I don't do politics.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't work in politics.
Not that you have anything that could be you could be blackmailed for, but yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to share.
That's why I don't run for office, and I've been asked several times in my past, "Why aren't you running for office?" I say, "No." There are things in my past that need to stay in my past.
So I think there we go. Let's make this the whole screen so it's a little bigger. All right, so we're going to spin the wheel, and I have a new group on this wheel. We have a lot of new names, but they're all names that you know because these are all idiots that have been in the news. So I'm going to spin the wheel, and whoever we land on, that's who we're going to read on. So here we go. Round and round and round she goes. And where she stops, nobody knows. Okay, number 22 is Ted Cruz. Okay.
Oh,
so let's do a little quick read about Teddy boy. Did he speak at the convention? Does anybody know? Because I didn't watch the convention.
No, I couldn't stomach it.
I don't have
I don't think he did talk.
Is he up for re-election?
Yes, he is.
And we've been hearing rumors that he's not going to get it.
Oh, we have?
Or was that just something that I picked up on? I mean, I heard
something you picked up on.
Okay, well,
I've not pulled a reverse card all night, and I just pulled 3 in a row on Ted.
And what'd you pull, Shari?
Oh, the High Priestess reversed, the Page of Pentacles reversed, and the 3 of Cups reversed. I'm not seeing anything really very good happening for Teddy Boy.
No.
Followed by a sunken ship getting eaten by the dragon. And all of his misdeeds are going to be crystal clear for everybody to see.
Ooh.
Dang, Shari.
Mine mirror that totally. A watchdog group is going to nab him. He's a weirdo, and he's going to the graveyard because he's part of that Jan 6 thing. He's going down. He's going down. The watchdog group already has him, his number. He's on the list. They're going to get to him.
It just blows my mind after 3 reversals after none all night.
That was so much fun, and I think we nailed it on Ted. Let's do another one.
Okay.
Let's do round and round and round she goes. Where she stops, nobody knows.
Woo.
Number 4, Roger Stone. Okay, let's see what's going on with Roger Stone. Is he now part of the campaign? Does anybody know?
I don't know.
I was just going to say Roger Stone made Shari disappear.
Roger Stone thinks he
No,
runs
he made
everything.
me drop my cards. I
Some
dropped a card and I was like, oh, where did my
powerful
card go?
juju from Roger Stone.
Must be. Okay, I gotta crawl under the desk. Oh, there it is. It was like
Roger
on the side of the
Stone.
desk.
I'm just going to go for it. The end is here. He still has a fairy brain and he has a candle in the window for himself, but here's his jail cell. Goodbye.
Oh, that makes me happy.
4 of Swords. It's time to rest. Judgment, straight up. So a little bit of Judgment, and then 6 of Cups upright. So going to be having a lot of time to have nostalgia and remember how things used to be.
Exactly.
Well, I got a Queen of
It was in
Swords
office.
and 7 Pentacles and a King of Pentacles. So I think he's going up the river for money.
Up the river.
Money laundering. That's what I see. Entertainment purposes only. YouTube. Big C, you got anything? No? Okay.
I got nothing.
Yeah, well, he's a big fat nothing. All right, so let's try somebody else.
Oh my gosh.
Here we go. Let's come on now, wheel. Give us a good juicy one. 16. Michael Flynn. Okay. I'll take Michael Flynn.
I mean, that's just like Roger Stone.
No, he's big into the Heritage Foundation, Michael Flynn. He's
Either way, they're people I just don't really know much about.
Okay.
Or care much about, I guess. So go ahead.
Okay. Let's see. I'm slow, so anybody who wants to jump in.
I just want to say about Roger Stone, they have evidence to put Roger Stone back in jail. He was pardoned by Trump, but it will be reversed. So that's all I wanted to say. Thank you, Cleo.
Oh my God. I got 4 major arcana and the King of Cups. So I think these major arcana, he's going back to jail. This is who is this? Michael Flynn, or he's going to jail. Yeah, he got the Chariot, the Magician, the Sun, and Justice. So everything's going to come out in the open. All of his tricks are going to be exposed. It's going to go pretty quickly once they do pull a lawsuit on him, and he's going back to jail, or he's going to jail. You know what this might be? Oh, you know what this might be? This might be him getting recalled to the military and given a tribunal so that he loses his pension.
Court martial.
Yes.
And this could also involve his brother, because his brother is still in the military, active, and still participating in all the shenanigans that Michael is.
Yes.
So thank you, universe. That was a good reading. Thank you. All right.
Hit me so hard it made my cards literally jump and fly through the curtain.
You got some. See, that's that weird energy, Shari. Is anybody else, or should we
The
spin
moon.
again? Oh, go
You
ahead.
might want to cleanse the area, Shari.
Yeah, you got some sage or something?
I'm getting ready to do that, I think, right now. Put some sage in here. Oh my God.
Okay, we reading or are we spinning?
Spinning.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Oh God, I'm asleep at the wheel. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Round and round and round she goes. Where she stops, nobody knows. And it's number 9. Oh, Kellyanne Conway. Woo! Kellyanne.
She's back on top all of a sudden.
She's back. Kellyanne.
First card out. She's in the dumpster.
Yeah.
This is going to be a dumpster fire for her. It's not going to give her a political strategist boost or other people to utilize her. Let's say it like that.
Well, and they thought that she was going to kind of sort of save the day, and kind of, things would start shifting and Trump would suddenly regain his intelligence and
Yeah.
starts making sense because she's in there. No.
No.
Not
Well, but
She's
you know
gonna
what?
slither away to a cave.
You know what? But you know what Trump's doing? He hired both her and Corey Lewandowski. Why does he need two managers? He's pitting them against each other so they
Yeah,
can fight it out. This is just for his own entertainment. He has no intention of following the instructions of anybody. He just wants to see the blood. He just wants blood sport.
Right.
That's all
Exactly.
he wants.
Yeah.
That's my read. That's without cards.
Typical. Typical.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. It's like you invite those relatives to the family reunion and you pop popcorn and watch it happen.
That's it.
Yep. That's it. All right. We spinning again?
Yep.
Wait.
Okay, go ahead.
The moon again came up. 9 of Pentacles reversed again came up.
Oh, wow.
Added to it, the Ace of Swords reversed. Yeah, not.
It's a train wreck, and they're not going to.
Yeah,
it's going to rub off on them. That stink.
Going down a dark tunnel.
The dark
It's
tunnel.
the Titanic. It's the Titanic. That's why they played the theme song of the Titanic at his last rally. Did you hear about that? He played
Without
He
permission.
got a cease and desist letter from
Celine Dion. Yeah. But that, I mean, what an idiot. And that press conference, he's trying to act like he's part of the real people, when in the background you see his multi-million-dollar club as the setting. Yeah, that's everyday people, all right, Donnie. Oh, okay, all right. Here we go. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3. I lost my know. Number 5. Rudy Giuliani. Rudy, do you love me? Okay. Let's see what's going on with Rudy.
Oh my God, I can't believe how many weirdo cards
Eyeballs.
falling out. He's going to really be looking at himself in the mirror, and it's not going to be pretty. He has a broken heart. Number 1, he's not involved in this Trump campaign, so he feels left out.
Oh yeah.
But he's really going down the river.
He's very, very butthurt.
Yeah, he's butthurt.
Anybody else?
Well, I don't think Rudy can even come up for air. I mean, he's losing every single thing. He's running out of money. Well, he doesn't have any money. He'll be lucky if he's just not run out of New York altogether.
Yeah.
And I mean, haven't they already taken his license in some states?
Yes.
Yeah, New York and Washington D.C. He lost his license.
Well, there's the 2 main places he needs to be. He's when he got in so much trouble, Trump just was like, "Oh, okay, bye. No time for you." And so he said, he didn't even send him a lifeline. He did nothing. It just like Rudy was screwed, and he let him go ahead and screw himself and doesn't help him out. And so now that's where he's at.
Rudy's been doing the tango with all the little elves, dancing his way around, and all he did was dance himself into trouble because I got the 9 of Swords.
Mm-hmm.
He's not very happy right now. And I got the reversed Knight of Wands. So he has danced himself into a corner that he can't get out of.
Yeah.
Where is he living?
He got kicked out. I think he had to sell his house, and because he owes all that money now. Is it Ruby Freeman? Who is it? The
mother and daughter
to her. Yeah. So he can't. He tried to get out of even paying that. But
and so how is he drinking? He's a raging alcoholic. How is he fueling his habit? I mean, because if he had to stop drinking, then that guy's just
he'd be dead.
Yeah.
He's probably running a tab at the local club.
They're not going to run a tab for him. They know he owes everybody money. How did he even get out of Georgia? How did he even get a plane ticket to get out of Georgia? I mean, so sad. Okay. All right. Next. Gerald, do you have anything to add?
I'm just going along with what you guys had because I also got the 9 of Swords, and it's funny, I did get the 4 of Cups. So if he's a raging alcoholic,
Yeah.
you
There
know,
you go.
Yeah.
you know, but I also got the 6 of Wands reversed. So he feels victorious, but it's not based in reality.
Yeah.
Everything that's going on is just nope.
Yeah.
I love it. Cheryl put in the chat. He had it coming. He had it coming. The song
Yeah.
Chicago,
From Chicago. Yeah.
the Jailhouse Tango. Yeah, that's
Really did have it coming. And he apparently had he put a $400,000 price cut on it after his radio show was canceled, trying to sell his Manhattan residence. So
Oh gosh.
For
Who
the
would
old-
want to buy his Manhattan residence? It's probably just soaked in bad booze all over the
Well,
place.
what happened to Rudy's coffee? Wasn't he selling coffee there for a
Uh,
moment?
This
that was
guy-
the pillow guy. That was the pillow guy selling coffee.
Oh, okay.
No, Rudy was selling coffee.
He was selling coffee too.
Yes, for
Oh,
about a day or two.
Oh my God. They're all so sad. Let's roll again.
Okay.
Rolling, rolling,
rolling,
rolling on
rolling on the
Trump.
river.
Okay. Number 2, Eric Trump. Oh, he's boring.
Yeah.
You know what? He's too boring. Let's pick somebody else. Sorry. He just doesn't even want a reading. I eat paste. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. What's that? 18? Matt Gates.
Matt Gates.
Matt Gates. Matty boy. When are you getting indicted? That's what I want to know about Matt Gates. When are you going to the slammer? In Florida or anywhere else in our country?
Well, he'll be there right along with about a dozen others, or maybe more. Who knows? When is that? Well, I don't think that'll come up until after the election. But
Well, they haven't actually been served. They've been, I think, sent letters of intent telling them that they are persons of interest in the case. Oh, there we go. Rudy's coffee.
told you.
Wow. Okay.
And that picture's got to be 20 years old
Oh yes.
or maybe 30. I don't know. Even at 9/11, he was looking pretty bad. I was still living in New York then.
Yeah.
Okay. Matt Gates. Are you still married to that little teenage girl that you married? Or did you marry the teenage boy that you adopted?
That's his shield, that little teenage girl.
I hope she
He's
makes a
using
lot of
her as
coin.
his shield. But in the meantime, he's like a thief in the night. He's coming up with any and every way he can to get as much stuff as he can, as quick as he can. And it's all heading to the dumpster, whether if he wants it to or not. And
Well,
I got
so all of those
the Knight
people
of
that are
Pentacles. He's working hard at it, but it's just not doing any good. And then I got the Queen of Cups reversed, so his insecurities are gonna. I think he's finally starting to feel very insecure about everything because it's starting to look like Daddy's money isn't going to be able to clean up this mess.
Well, and so aren't all of these people that are in serious trouble looking at it like, well, wait a minute, is this going to fall under the presidential immunity because I did what I did because of Trump? Or is that what they're waiting for? That they might get off the hook because of that presidential immunity? Trump told him to do something, and
No, it won't work. It won't work for that because they've already deemed that the call, can you just find me, wasn't an official duty.
Okay, all right.
All right, so they're screwed. So
Yeah.
just real quick, I'll just throw out what I have. So I have that he's actually still partying up a storm. Mr. Beavis is, still partying with underage girls. He's still just doing things, riding roughshod over his dad's money in life. He's still just going. I don't know what the hell his wife is doing, but daddy is going to bring down the sword. And when he does, he pulls the money back and he says, you got to get clean, boy, or I can't do anything for you. And I don't think Matt pays attention. So I think his dad has to cut him off. And that's going to come right about before he has to go to court and is found guilty. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I got the King of Wands. So daddy putting down the law, going to mess things up, going to cut everything off, and it's going to make it even harder.
Very
interesting.
Yeah.
First thing I got was him in the club. Just like Colleen was talking about.
He's partying.
And on the lounge chair, sunning, thinking life is grand. Let's see what the last card says. I didn't get to that one yet. He's a poet, doesn't know it because
I have a Chinese connect for him too. He's getting money. He has some ties to China for some reason.
Oh, so now he's going to start taking underage women to China instead of just to like Texas or something.
I don't
something
know.
like that.
That sounds like fun. International sex trafficking.
Something going on with China.
You think the U.S. is tough?
I didn't know they liked Beavis and Butthead in China. All right. Anybody else? Are we twirling again?
Twirl it.
Okay. Here we go. This will be our last twirl. So everybody concentrate. We want a really good person to read on. Okay. Here we go. And go. Oh, yes, please. Somebody good. Somebody really interesting. Somebody that would be fun to read on. Oh, on the line. Come on. 19. Susie Wiles. This is the current head of the campaign for Donald Trump. So we know he's hired Kellyanne Conway, Corey Lewandowski, and it said in the last article 5 people, so 3 other people. So Susie Wiles' head,
like Barbie.
I don't know, but Susie Wiles' head is probably on the chopping block. And I don't know the name of the guy who is also with her. I couldn't find his name really quick, but I'd bet both of their heads are on the chopping block because Trump doesn't get through August in an election year without firing his campaign manager.
Yeah.
It's kind of a big tradition in his family. Get fired,
Yeah. First 2 cards out of the gate. Angel and Graveyard. So, I mean, to me, this just says the end is nigh. Let's just say it like that. There's a lot more cards, but that says it. So
okay.
Over and done with. Yeah.
So yeah, that's over.
9 of Cups reversed.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, not real good.
Not happy. Not happy.
Followed by the Knight of Pentacles. So lots of work being done to try to keep their head above water. I don't think it's going to work because it ends up with the 10 of Swords. Knifed in the back. They're
Well, they lasted a very long time. These people have been in place since when was the January 6th riot? 2021?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's a long time.
didn't he announce he was running for president like 5 minutes after that was done?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
So, they made it 3-4 years. I'd say that was a good run. Why do they want more than that? Yeah, Lorraine Bilios. I know Lewandowski, Kellyanne Conway, and 3 other people were all brought back into the campaign, and they're all people who worked for him before. So my question before was, why does he need both Lewandowski and Kellyanne Conway?
Well, what happened to Laura Trump? Isn't she one that's...
No, she's with the Republican National Committee. And so they take all the campaign donations for the Republican Party, and she is funneling all of those like a good girl into Donald Trump's bank account.
Oh, okay. All right. She's doing her job.
She's doing a good job. Yeah.
She's trying really, really hard to do the things. I got Temperance. I got 9 of Cups. I end with the Tower. So
for Susie.
Yeah. for Susie. It's not going to end well.
Poor Susie. Now, Susie, if you all don't know, she was the female voice on that recording where Trump was pointing out the war plans that he had in some of those confidential papers just before he asked for Diet Cokes all around in the room. Susie's voice was on there. He showed it to her. I wonder how she made hash out of that. But anyway. Okay, so we know Susie's pretty much going down. Okay, so I think that wraps it up for us. It's been a lovely Friday night. Thank you all for coming to play PoliTarology with me.
It's been fun.
It's my favorite game. It's a pretty good game.
It's fun.
And thank you to everybody in the chat. Thanks for your questions. I know we didn't really look at your questions, but we're just selfish like that. I'm sorry. We're just... I just wanted to do fun stuff. Okay. But seriously, I am starting the fair tomorrow, so I'm going to put myself to bed in a few minutes, but thank you very, very much for playing. And it feels like I'm not saying something. It feels like I'm forgetting something. Oh yeah. Vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz for president and vice president. Please do that. That would make me very, very happy as well. Oh, the list. I forgot about the list. Let me remove this. And let me just really quick. I just want to update everybody that so far, if you know of any organizations that are also supporting Kamala, aside from my list, please leave a comment for me so that I can look at it. So far that I can record, these are the organizations backing Harris and Walz. The Democratic Party, obviously, the Republicans for Harris, Evangelicals for Harris, various Black and white religious groups, which include Black Protestants, white non-evangelical Protestants, a PAC called Black Church PAC, the Progressive National Baptist Convention, Young Catholics, and that's according to reporting from the National Catholic Reporter. So apparently young Catholics have a real yen for Harris and Walz. The UAW, the United Auto Workers, the League of United Latin American Citizens, GLAD, White Dudes for Harris, and Drag Queen Super PAC for the Harris Walz ticket. And I don't know the exact name. I heard it, but I can't find in print what the actual name is. They have given it a name. And Cat Ladies for Kamala. So if you know of any other groups that are supporting them, please leave me a comment on this video so that I can add it to my list. So thank you, everybody. It's wonderful. August 16th. Hopefully I'll be able to get up and walk and everything at the fair tomorrow and not cough my way through all of the readings. And thank you, everybody, for your well wishes. And from me being sick, thank you, everybody, for your well wishes about getting better. I am much better. So we'll see you in a couple of weeks. So thank you, everybody. Thanks so much.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.